right now on The Upside.
They give me a lot of hope for the future.
Turning problems into solutions, we celebrate the people showing every hurdle can indeed be clear.
Plus, the All-American pastime gets a new look. Family-friendly baseball played the banana way.
You're gonna love that. Well, The Upside, shelling out. Some good news on this World Turtle Day. Yep, that day exists too. Let's dive in.
It's time to look up.
Let's talk about this.
That's a great idea.
To enjoy stories showing the brighter side of life.
A catalyst for growth.
Well, you don't see that every day.
Showing good people doing great things.
This is my purpose.
Turning troubles into triumphs.
What a creative solution.
Everyday heroes rising up to inspire hope. Right now on The Upside.
Safe to say, this wedding reception has gone to the dogs. Look at this. The bride and groom decided to get their fur baby in on the fun. That is Rosie, the golden lab, stole the show while her proud papa twirled her around the dance floor here. The couple loves their dog so much that during the ceremony, Rosie was the ring bearer.
Wow, Rosie the ring bearer. That is love for one's pet.
Yeah.
At the wedding, dancing. Yes.
It really is. I can't blame them. I like love that they incorporated their dog. I would totally do that.
You would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would do that.
Yeah, I've talked
Dog
about
person.
doing that. Yeah. And I don't want to leave the cat out, so we get into it, because the cats won't listen like a dog will,
So who brings the ring? How do you get those
Right.
two down the aisle together
We're trying to figure out, Rob. Yeah, if we can pull it off. Yeah.
It's a very special wedding
Justin, for
planner.
a wedding. We'll see.
Well, congrats to the happy couple, all three of you. We begin, as always, with the stories from the very top of our feed. Here we go. And our focus for the next few minutes will be on people who see solutions where most people only see, of course, the problem.
Right.
So we start by saluting a group of volunteers helping doctors unlock a solution to a debilitating disease.
That's right. Researchers working towards stopping ALS before it starts. In the simplest terms, doctors have found people with a mutated gene. They have a strong possibility of developing ALS. So what these researchers are doing now is delivering a drug that blocks toxic proteins that are produced by that gene to try to keep the disease at bay. And for a father of three with the gene who's taking part in this study, this is his way of turning a bad situation into something positive.
Any small contribution that I can have to researching a cure or even a treatment that's somewhat effective at this point, I'm 100% for.
The goal really for them is to try to find this major breakthrough.
Now, that last man you just heard from is actually one of the lead researchers here, and he's hopeful that the work will slow down or at least stop the rate of the disease.
The ALS Association says that 15 people per day are diagnosed, and while the work for a cure is ongoing, if you or a loved one needs help, the help is available, and we have a link we're putting up to some resources. We're posting it for you on our Facebook page. Just look for Upside News, give the page a follow while you're there, please, and check it out, and please check out the resources that are available to you.
Oh yeah, it's ALS is a tough diagnosis, so they're doing really great work there. So please go to our Facebook page, check out the resources there. Yes.
And we turn our attention now to the next generation. A group of more than 1,600 students went to Dallas to take part in the largest STEM competition in the world.
Indeed, it featured miles of poster board, thousands of IQ points, and what struck us is that students are tackling the science and tech issues of today, like artificial intelligence, which is becoming a huge issue, a national discussion right now about the implications of that. Basically trying to solve societal problems. That's what these kids are doing that impact their lives, including, of course, the incredibly tough issue of gun violence.
The fact that we have lockdown drills in schools where the lights are turned off and the teacher tells us what would happen if a gunman were to come in, that's a scary reality. It's almost dystopic. It becomes something that people talk about but nothing is done. And so the biggest thing about my solution is it's not costly and it's not hard to implement. All it needs is the time to try to persuade these people.
Oh, so check this out. This STEM student right here, Maya Shah, has a solution that's focused on identifying the character traits and the behaviors that are common amongst school shooters. And the hope is, of course, stopping the shootings before they happen. Of course, everyone would want that to be the case. I applaud that child, though, for thinking along those lines and saying, you know, I'm not going to look to Congress, I'm not going to look to the school system, I'm going to try to do something on my own with the resources that I have available to me through the STEM program and the educational development.
Absolutely. And listen, let's pause for a minute and realize it is kind of horrifying and sad in one way that at a science fair, that's the problem, repeated school shootings. Okay, but that's our reality. But number two, in every case, horrible case that we hear about a school shooting, there's always, I feel like, the red flags, whether it's the social media post or the drawing, the note, some other incident at the school that they find out later and say, so her idea about trying to identify behaviors and saying, this is the profile of a typical school shooter, let's identify it early to stop that person before things get to a deadly point. That's a great approach, because there's always a sign somewhere in their life story that, whoa, this could be bad.
Definitely. Oh, you're right. You're spot on, Rob. And it's something we talk about a lot on Court TV when we have a school shooting case that perhaps we're tracking the trial for, or just reporting on the case and any developments in itself. There are red flags often, and you know, and say something. Say something. I mean, that is why law enforcement exists, you know, to investigate things that just don't seem right. And
they can't investigate if they don't know.
Exactly, right. And now we're seeing some parents held accountable with the Crumbly parents in Michigan. We're tracking their trial, the prosecutor going after them because they knew of the red flags and did nothing to stop it, enabled it, as a matter of fact, according to prosecutors. So it's horrific.
We're sorry that's where the focus is, but you're doing incredibly important, necessary work. So
Maya Shah, we applaud you. Yes.
Our next group of solution makers taking something you have in your home probably right now and turning them into a small piece of comfort for people who are living without.
That's right. These volunteers, they take those plastic grocery bags, they cut them into long strips, place them on a loom, and actually weave them into mats for the homeless.
We don't get to see, like you say, don't get to see them, but one group did take a picture, and this woman just had hers wrapped like this and holding on to it, and I thought,
how do you not love this? Now, mats can take 17 hours to make. Keep that in mind. And if you want to learn how your volunteer group can take part, just search Bags to Blankets, and there are a bunch of tutorials that'll help get you started. What a brilliant idea. Something that we all just throw out, never think about again. How many bags do we go through as a country a day? And hey, someone said, mattress for the homeless.
Exactly.
Who would have thought? Who knew?
Oh,
brilliant.
I would have never thought of that. I mean, it's just incredible. And when you think about a way to recycle and reuse, this is like the best possible way to repurpose those bags.
Yes.
So, I mean, my gosh, the ingenuity there, it's incredible. We're blown away. We love it. You know.
That
maybe
mattress,
other groups will take a page out of their book. Huh? But,
I know. Exactly. I was going to say the same thing. I mean, because one-use bag, you're done. But that mattress may last who knows how long. So, yeah, it's smart. It's just smart.